Welcome. The time has finally come. I want to welcome y'all to the first episode of the I Snuck in Here podcast. I'm your host. Some call me Quinn. Today, we got some stuff that I've been trying to talk about for a long time. It's come up that we need to solve the debate of who is the best Batman. I have my opinions. I also have a special guest host, Elton Williams, is going to be joining us for this in a second. But hey, I want to thank everybody first and foremost for sneaking in here with us. And I want to just tell you how to break down of how this podcast is going to go. So there's two different styles of episodes that we have. So the first style is the Nuff Said episodes, which you're on right now. Nuff Said is going to go over everything, comics from Marvel to DC, the movies, trailer drops, any rumors and news that comes out with that. But I know a lot of you here are for all the mess and gossip and drama that's going on in the world too. So we got episodes for you with that. So if you see an episode called I Ain't Paying for This, that's what you're here for. That's when you're here for the real mess. So it's the I Ain't Paying for This episodes and the Nuff Said episodes. So right now we're going to start with the Nuff Said episodes, and I'm going to bring in the man, the myth, the legend. You should see the I'll Be Sure waves he got going on right now. Elton Williams is going to be joining the room momentarily. So I hope y'all enjoy the first episode. So let's get to it. Yo.
Hey, what's going on now?
What's going on? What's going on? How's the audio? Can you hear me? Can I hear you?
I can hear you. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. For everybody that don't know, this man is my cousin, so I ain't gonna act all professional. We about to get into the nitty gritty.
Who are we kidding? This is the type of stuff we talk about like every week.
All the time. Right. So let's do it. So you reached out to me.
First of all, yeah, I know you. So you brought me on as a special guest. I also brought a special guest. My friend Don. Julio, 1942, is in the building. So he came to join us, if you don't mind.
So you had the nerve to wear a bigger chain than me, and a more expensive tequila, because my tequila is only $30.
I mean, mine's is about $30 left.
That's about $30.
I'm about to pour about $30 in this glass real quick.
What you're not gonna do is just keep one upping me on the first episode.
Hey, this isn't about you and me. This is about the Batman and the best one. This is about Michael Keaton today.
It's about my
in honor of him.
We gonna find out. So I think we both have a consensus in our mind on who the best Batman is, but that's not what we're going to do. That's not what we're going to do. Nope. We're really going to have a science to this. Yes. We're really going to have a science to this. We're really going to break it down. We're going to take out all the bias that we might have. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I might blow your mind real quick. Is that who I think is the best Batman might not be my favorite Batman.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. Look, I think we're going to have some controversial opinions. Maybe some opinions that have never been said before.
Yeah.
And opinions I've never read before, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna read it. You're hearing it here first. So the thing that brought us to this situation was the article that said that Christian Bale is the best Batman out of all of them. And I wholeheartly disagree with this statement. And there's some things like it. So who we got? We got Michael Keaton. We got Val Kilmer. George Clooney. And then Christian Bale. And then Christian Bale. Ben Affleck. And then Twilight boy. What's his name?
What is his
Robert
Pattinson. Pattinson. Yeah. Pattinson. Yeah.
I guess
that in order of appearance, not in order of how we list them.
Yeah, order of appearance completely.
Yeah.
So speaking on the Christian Bale, I personally think that people think Christian Bale is the greatest Batman. It's just because that's what they grew up with.
Right. 100%.
So
100%. That's what I was thinking too. I'm like, who's this audience? You know, who we choose, who we pick.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And
also,
go ahead.
So go ahead.
No, I was just saying like me, I have this feeling for Michael Keaton because I still remember as a kid going to the movies and seeing that. So
yeah,
a lot of the generation now is they grew up on Christian Bale Batman.
Christian Bale. Right. So that's their Batman. You know, they think he's the best. I mean, we don't have to say, we won't say yet who I think is the best, will we?
No.
But I also think it's important to think of who's the best Batman versus who's the best, Bruce Wayne,
mm-hmm.
and then who's the best combination. I think those can be different things. You know?
That is the most important part, the combination of who does it best. Because some people do it, some people don't do it at all. And then some people are really terrible. Robert Pattinson.
See, we have to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
But we are not there yet. So
we're not there yet.
Let's start. Let's
cheers.
First of all, absolutely. Cheers. Let's start with a cheers.
Cheers, Cuzzo.
Yeah,
and cheers to all y'all out there.
Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you.
So let me bring this up. We're gonna take it back to 89. We're gonna take it back to 89 on it. So what and we're actually gonna, I want to break it down. I want to get into the scenes into this movie, but before I get into the actual scenes of this movie, I just want to let you know how crazy it is that, so this is Batman, but if you look at the opening title, which we're going to, Michael Keaton isn't listed first.
Was he?
He is not.
Really?
Jack Nicholson has top billing on the Batman movie, so it's Jack Nicholson, then Michael Keaton.
Huh?
On that.
I get it.
Yeah, because I mean, who was Michael Keaton at the time?
I mean, he was Mr. Mom. He had that movie, Mr. Mom? Did you see that?
Hey, Mr. Mom was great, but one of my favorite Michael Keaton movies is Johnny Dangerously. Come on, man, Johnny Dangerously.
Oh, sure, yeah.
My mama hit me once. Come on, man. Michael Keaton is a hidden gem, and for some reason, he like left the business for like 20 years, and then he just came back out of nowhere.
And let Tom Hanks take over his whole career.
Tom Hanks take over his whole career,
like the career he should have had. I don't get that, and I don't like it. That's a conversation for another time, maybe. But
that's another time. So let's dive into this. So just to let everybody know, so we are going to tonight break down Batman 89, and we're also going to break down Batman Returns tonight. And as you can see, where's my fingers at? As you can see, I got Catwoman, I got Batman, and I got the Joker over here. So that's my era. Like, I love it. So
all day.
I'm gonna break it in. Give me a second. Let me pull this up. Let me present my screen real quick so we can actually go into this.
So smooth.
All right, so here we go. We got the opening scene to Batman. If it doesn't buffer. Let me tell you what I like about this. It's only 2 minutes, so we're gonna rock with it.
Look at that.
But the reason why Batman 89 is so important. What does this remind you of right now?
Like in my life?
No. The opening for Batman 89
It reminds me of the when it came out, the roller coaster came out.
Thank
Going
you.
like you too? Is that what you're saying?
Thank you. If you go to any Six Flags
Six
or
Flags.
anything, any Batman
Yes,
ride that you go to, even to this day,
that's funny.
is
Yeah,
based off of this movie.
that's so funny. You even thinking the same thing. That's exactly what this reminds me of. They nailed it.
Everything is based off of that. You got Billy D. Williams, you got Jack Nicholson, you got I'm about to say Nicole Kidman. She comes later.
No,
I forgot who plays Vicky Vale, but
Kim Basinger,
Kim
but
Basinger. Kim Basinger.
that's
Let
the
me
first and
pause it.
last movie she ever did.
But I'm gonna pause it and come back. So another thing that this is that plays a part with that is that Batman the animated cartoon.
Series, yeah,
It
that
starts
came after
off
this.
it starts off
Just like
just
that.
like that.
Yes, yes.
So everything that like is embedded with Batman, the
Stemmed from
movie,
this movie.
the roller coasters, the
The roller coaster.
cartoon,
Yeah,
to this day,
yeah.
that's what it. Yeah,
To this day, to this day, to this day. Sorry.
I need some of that 1942.
You,
It's
you, you
30.
know, you know.
It's
Okay.
$30. It's $30 a kilo. It ain't cutting it.
It's not
But
getting you
yeah,
there.
but yeah. So I just feel like that one, um, that intro and that movie, the
Yeah,
aesthetics of it alone gives it more credits or what's what I'm looking for, like pedigree than the other
yeah.
movies
Uh,
on that. What's
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things like when you hear a song or like a certain scent or something like that, it just brings you right to whatever emotions and feelings are attached to it. It brings that right away. And that's what this movie does. That beginning is just super iconic.
Yeah, it's. I'm gonna go. We're gonna go into a couple other scenes, but before I do that, another thing I'm gonna tell you one of the dislikes I didn't like about it, and you'll notice it when it goes from Batman '89 to Batman Returns.
Hmm.
The suit is
Mm.
very dull rubber in the first
Yeah,
movie.
super,
It's
super.
very dull rubber. Even like around the mouth is kind of
Uh,
loose.
yeah, right. It's just
Yeah,
like
yeah. He
his
can't
face
turn.
has all this
Yeah,
through.
he can't turn his head in any of the movies, but
Yeah.
just the look of it is very dull. Um,
Mm,
so
super rubbery.
let me pull up something else. So what are some of your thoughts about '89? Like before we even look at these clips, tell me some things that pop in your head about it.
The things that pop out. So what I remember from being a kid, and then when I rewatched it more recently, I remember it's such a. It was made for adults.
Hmm.
Like it was the interactions was like a typical '90s, 80s, late '80s movie. And even what they focused on, like deal with the comic book characters, the comic book villain, and things like that. But it was an adult movie about some, the jokes, everything. Nothing like how movies are now, where they're geared toward a younger audience or teens or something like that. So that's one thing that stuck out. I'm like, oh, this is very like I get it, and I can appreciate it more now. But I remember at the time being like, oh, this is really made for me.
Yeah, it at the time, right? Like I recently had to go back and look at these movies, and I want to
Hmm.
do a disclaimer while we're breaking these movies down because we're literally about to go from 1989 to 2023, like
Right.
in a matter of 3 episodes. So you have to consider how movies were in the 80s.
Right.
So, like, yeah, Christopher Nolan made this epic trilogy, Batman and stuff,
Yeah.
but that's where the world was, and you got technology, and that's how movies are
Hmm.
different. Where the Keaton Batman movies are very
For
comic
the time.
booky, like they're comic
Yes.
booky. Like,
Mm-hmm.
where does the Joker and the Penguin get all these damn henchmen from and all these gadgets?
Right.
And
Right.
it's like it's not supposed to like it ain't supposed to make sense like that. You know,
No, it's not
you
really
get
realistic. Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, you're not watching the Shawshank Redemption. Like you're watching Batman.
Right.
So
One thing that jumped out at me, like before we get into it, is that you could really tell. I could really felt like it really came on the backs of the 1960s Batman TV show, but they were like, let's do that in a movie, but make it grittier and real and all that. But
yeah,
it feels like it was based on some of it was based on that, and like I said, the comic book where it was, they really created the world and made it dark. But
you brought up there you go, 1960s right there. So
yeah,
we're not going to talk about 1943 and 1949, but like if you start 1966, Adam West, okay, cool. That's where
yeah,
they were like campy and stuff. But then you take Keaton. So Keaton comes to 89. Keaton was Batman, right?
mm-hmm.
Like he was like legit Batman. And then
Right.
you go and you get the Val Kilmer one. Okay, it's still Batman, but you can see the change on it. We're not going to talk about 97. I mean, we're going to talk about 97, but like, I mean, look at him. Look at this costume.
Wow.
What is that?
Yes. There's no way of knowing.
What is
There's
that?
no way of knowing. I don't know. I don't
And
know.
and then you get Christian Bale's costume, which is okay. Christian Bale that's who we're trying to see the best Batman.
I have my thoughts.
And then we have Batfleck, and I'm not gonna go into Batfleck just yet because it
Hey,
might surprise you.
wait for it.
And then Robert Pattinson, Batman.
We'll, we'll talk. We'll talk. But yeah, so I feel like the this movie when I watched it, I'm like, oh okay. They were like, last time y'all heard anything about Batman was 1966, in a movie or TV version. So we're gonna
Yeah.
take that, but we're gonna make it grittier, make it more now and real. And for its time, late 80s, that was gritty and raw and like put it in a world
Yes.
where like, oh man, I haven't seen that campy Batman from the 60s, and now in this modern world at the time.
You know what? I need to see what came out first. I know we're still on Batman 89, but what came out first? Did Beetlejuice come out before or after Batman 89?
After.
It has to be after, right?
After, yeah.
Let me Google this right now. Hold on,
Beetlejuice
I'm
was
about to
like
go.
90.
Let me
The year
see.
after.
Beetlejuice. Let's find out.
1991.
Are you guessing?
Mm-hmm.
They came out the same year. Nope. Beetlejuice came out in 88.
No way.
Yep. So Beetlejuice came out a year before. So
okay.
here's my thing that I'm thinking, because as I watch, because same director, Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Returns has a lot of Beetlejuice
Sure.
style to it.
Yeah.
It is me recently rewatching these movies. It is
Mm-hmm.
very, very Beetlejuicy.
Yeah.
Beetlejuicy.
I can see that. Beetlejuice. I feel Beetlejuicy.
I feel juicy.
It's got that more of a whimsical feel, right?
Yeah.
A little lighter, a little more fun.
It definitely does. Even the music is Beetlejuicy.
Yeah. Enough said.
All right, let's go into this. Let's go into this next scene of the I'm Batman. I'm Batman. So this is how we get introduced to Batman in 1989. So let's get to it. Let's see what they're talking about.
After what happened to Johnny Gobbs?
Hey, look, man. Johnny Gobbs got ripped and took a walk off a roof, all right? No big loss.
Oh, man. That ain't what I heard at all. I heard the bat got him.
The bat? Oh, man. Give me a break, will you?
5 stories straight down. There wasn't no blood in the body.
No shit. It's all over the pavement.
Like Batman was working his cape in this movie. He wanted to
Really
make sure that they knew he had a cape.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't have turned the,
Right.
Like
you shouldn't have turned the gun in it.
he was really big on it.
Or not? Now shut
And yeah, and I think they lost that in the later movies.
They absolutely did.
The cape just happens to be there in the way.
Look at that cape. Look at that cape.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that cape. Look at that cape. I'm a bat.
I'm a bet. I don't like how he just kept walking into like bullets and shit though. Like,
Right. I'm like, okay.
look at the cape. Let me show the cape again.
I'm kind of like Dracula, but also not.
He's like, I need a balance between Dracula
Yeah.
and a rich motherfucker that's bored.
Right. Yeah. So I will say, yeah, I remember when I watched this, I thought this was actually such a great
I'm gonna
scene.
kill you. I want you to do me a favor.
This the part right here. Hold on. This is
I
the
want you to
part.
tell all your friends about me. What are you? I'm Batman.
Boom. I'm gonna pause it right there. If I can pause it. I want to let me pause it. I gotta pause it right there.
Okay.
I gotta pause it right there. I'm Batman.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's the quote.
And you know what? Yeah, he put a stamp on it. You know, that's how I'm Batman should be said. He doesn't need to be all I'm Batman. We don't need all that.
Nobody to this day.
To this day.
Thank you. Nobody to this day has been able to get the Batman voice right.
100%.
Christian Bale's oh my God.
Good.
It's so bad. It's so bad. Somebody get that man a lozenger. Like
and honestly, I think that takes you out of the running right there. I'm sorry.
Right there.
But we're not doing that yet. But maybe it'll change my mind when I rewatch it. But as soon as I heard that, I was like,
because we were watching, and to the people out there, we are being completely unbiased. Like we are watching all these movies over and breaking it down on what this is. But that I'm Batman scene right there, like, is classic.
That's how you introduce a character, right? If you don't know anything about Batman, you watch that, you get what's going on. You get who he is. You get that he's scary. You know, these people are afraid of him. They talk about the mystique behind him. We don't know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
The Bat person, you know, talk about him like blood was gone from these people. The whole thing, you know, it precedes him. His reputation precedes him, and it has grown and grown and grown. He was Batman. Like he was Batman at the end of the day. So before we go into the Joker, because that's all. We can have a whole nother show on that conversation now. Who's the best Joker? Oh, please. Yeah, let's do that.
They say who's the best. They say who's the best. Is it though? Is it?
It's a shorter conversation. Well,
I
okay.
mean, there's what? If we're only do movies, there's Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix. What dude?
Oh boy from Dallas Buyers Club, and what's his name?
Why can't I think of his name? Jared Leto.
Yeah, right.
Jared Leto. Yeah. I'm going to give Jared Leto a pass. I think he just had a shitty script.
Right. They kind of, well, yes, he did, but he was trying to do a lot. And I get it. You were coming on the heels of what's his face?
What?
He's coming on the heels of the best Joker, arguably.
See the argument? You see the
argument? Arguably.
You see the argument?
Yeah,
so I'm going to tell you why, arguably, because if you look at every single Joker portrayed has been different. Mm-hmm. They're not like when you're trying to be Batman, you're just trying to fit the Batman mold. Like you're trying to be Batman. but no Joker that we've seen on the screen has been the same. None of them.
I agree. Right.
So if you look at the 89, Joker, then he's more comic booky. Like he is.
Yes.
Back then, he's a gangster. He's crazy, you know. Whereas the Heath Ledger Joker fits more into. I don't want to deep into this, but he fits more into today's society of the anti-hero. I don't need a, you know, I don't need a purpose. I'm just doing things to watch things burn.
Some people just want to see to watch the world burn. Yeah.
Some people just want to see the world burn.
Crazy because of nuts.
Exactly. And that's the part. That's the part that makes everybody different with it. Yeah. So I don't know. We're not doing who's the best Joker. We're not doing who's the best Joker right now. Where'd you go? Did I lose you?
We can. Oh, you cannot hear me?
No, I can hear you. No, I can hear you.
Oh.
We can't. You're right. I still like. Okay, I ain't going front. I think Heath Ledger is the best Joker.
Yeah, for sure.
But see, that's the problem. When you do that whole for sure thing,
that's
what I don't like. Yeah, that makes me want to change my answer.
But here's the thing. So I think you have a Joker in a Batman movie where he's the villain versus a Joker. Because you're talking about Joaquin Phoenix versus a Joker in a movie that's like about him and his development and like you care about the inner workings of this person. It's
I'm completely disqualifying Joaquin Phoenix's Joker after I watched the second one.
The second one, I haven't seen it, but I heard that thing.
Oh, you haven't? It's on Max. Shameless plug for Max.
Yeah,
but
I didn't want to.
Like if you have literally nothing to do,
gosh,
then maybe watch it. First clean your house and then watch it. Like
not at the same time? I was gonna do
clean your house, do your taxes. Go to the pet store, buy a dog because you don't have one right. Go buy a dog, let it shit on your lawn, clean that up, and then watch Joker 2.
And then watch the Joker 2.
Then watch the Joker 2 because that's how bad.
Golly.
It's very bad. Mm-hmm. And I love Joker 1. Like,
of course,
I loved it. Yeah, I love Joker 1. Joker 1 was great.
Yeah.
So.
It was fantastic, which is why he's in the running. But you're saying not. Wait, so are you putting Jared Leto up against Heath Ledger?
I'm putting Jack Nicholson up against Heath Ledger.
Oh, okay.
I'm putting Jack Nicholson.
Now that's fair. Okay, I thought you had. I didn't know.
No.
We'll talk.
No. Those aren't even close. But Jack Nicholson is a different.
Let's talk about it.
He's a different portrayal. Let me put the man back on the. Let me put him back up here. This man here. I mean, the look,
I hear you.
laugh. He was crazy. He was crazy.
Yeah.
He was. Yeah, I think, and again, this was the time when Joker was. If you think about the Adam West 1966, they were all pretty much mob bosses.
Yeah, right.
Like all the bad guys were mob bosses, and they had henchmen. That's all this Joker was. The Jack Nicholson Joker. Absolutely. That's what he was.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's the aesthetic he played to. Mm-hmm. Where again, the Heath Ledger was just shit. We don't know who he was.
Right, just a loner dude.
Yeah, he didn't care about money. He didn't care about anything. He just cared about chaos.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. They are, obviously two very, very different performances. And at the time, everybody was like, "Oh man, this version of the Joker, like, it was kind of unheard of. Like Jack Nicholson, the Joker, like signed, sealed, delivered. That's it." I think he was a good mixture of, scary, and crazy, but fun and funny. Like I really believe he was having fun. Like oh hell, the new king in town. With the Prince
Party man.
Party man. Yeah, exactly. He
Party
came in there
man.
with a full boxing. Like he was having fun. Which I think I remember watching that scene not recently and been like, oh yeah, that's the Joker. He's having fun being nuts and whatever's loose in his head. He's not just a homicidal killer.
No,
which is a fantastic performance. But this reminded me more of like the cartoon and the comic book and things like that. That Joker.
Like this unveil right here when this man came out the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Joker. Like that's comic book.
Yeah.
That's comic book Joker.
Yeah.
Like everything about that. It did. He just gets goofy. How you gonna shoot somebody behind your back like this? Like
right. Like you definitely didn't hit him, but that's okay. Yes, this definitely felt. Yeah. Like, when I watched this, I was like, well, I mean, if the best Joker, that's hard. That's hard to say.
It's hard to say because people have different styles to their Joker. Like that's what it comes down to. Like, so that's a hard question. But back to 89, because now we're going on who's the best Joker, and that's not what we're talking about. That's not why we're here.
That's not what we're here for.
That's not why we're here.
But this is part of it. This is part of it. You can't have a great Batman movie without a great villain. You cannot.
You need a great villain. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I mean, with any superhero, but Batman in particular needs his villains.
Yes.
That's what makes him what he is, because he's got the best villains.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother story about other characters. Superman. Why?
Superman. Who cares about Lex Luthor?
Right, like you're the strongest person on the planet. You can't kill one human being to fit your whole day.
Right.
It doesn't make sense to me at all. But anywho, I digress.
You digress.
So let's go back to it. So Batman 89.
Mm-hmm.
Batman 89. I'm not going to bring up any more video clips about it. I could do it all day.
Batman 89. Like what things do you like/love about it?
This right here.
Okay.
Most people do not have a good balance of Bruce Wayne and Batman. It's one of my biggest critiques for Christian Bale. It's one of my biggest critiques for Christian Bale is that Christian Bale has a great. I think we disagree on this though.
No,
because I think Christian Bale's Batman is better than Christian Bale's Bruce Wayne.
Oh, yeah, we disagree.
See, I knew it. But I'm gonna tell you why. You why. If you go back and watch the movie, which we will before the next parts,
sure,
you're gonna realize that you got to think about who is Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne is supposed to be Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark are the same person, right? They're supposed to be the rich billionaire playboy philanthropist, whatever. There's only one scene in the Christian Bale trilogy where he goes to that party and he's supposed to be drunk with his suit. That's it. That's the only Bruce Wayne you get out of it.
Right.
The rest of the movie, he doesn't care about being Bruce Wayne at all.
Sure. Yeah.
He's all about being Batman. He doesn't want to fake the funk at all.
Right.
Period, point blank. But Michael Keaton's Batman, he's throwing parties. He's in the business meetings. He's more, he's more pussy struck than.
Right. Yeah.
But that's more for Batman Returns. But like Michael Keaton's Batman is all about Bruce Wayne.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. He has his meetings with, and they put that in the films. Like, Mr. Wayne, you have a meeting with such and such villain, that we don't know is the villain yet. Today, tomorrow, you threw this party. Yeah, that is true. They talk about him as the Bruce Wayne character that needs to be invited to the things that you run this past Bruce Wayne versus. But I think that's more about a problem with the script than in the moment you do see, um, what's his name?
Batman?
The Bruce Wayne, but the kid, the actor,
Christian
and the
Bale?
one Christian Bale. The moments you
Mm-hmm.
do see him, he's he does. I mean, he plays that cocky billionaire. Like he has that persona very clearly. Where I think our man right here, Michael Keaton, he doesn't feel smooth and cocky and playboyish.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he sure rich, but I don't know. He didn't give it to me. I mean, and that's not the fault of his performance. It's like, yeah.
Again, I think that's more just for the times. Like you didn't have to get in depth with it back then. It was just bringing up what it is. Like I feel like if somebody rewrote Batman '89, but like in today's style, with a little bit more realism and stuff like that, you would get. I think it would be different for it, but that's just my thoughts. But I don't know. I gotta go watch the Nolan trilogies. But in my head, I don't get Bruce Wayne out of the Christian Bale. I get Bruce Wayne least out of all of them. No, not all of them. There's Robert Pattinson.
Okay.
If you don't look,
definitely disagree there.
Full disclaimer, everybody. Full disclaimer, everybody. I hate Robert Pattinson's everything.
Oh, you do? I don't think anybody would have figured that out by now. I don't think you guys.
I really hate it. I really, really dislike. and I don't hate the movie. Actually, I don't hate the movie.
Yeah.
I just I hate. Nope. You got me skipping. But I'm gonna say it right now. I hate the emu goth child. You're not my dad. That he says to Alfred.
Yeah.
I hate it.
100%. I hate it so much. But we're not there. We're not there. We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that. I'm sorry. That's my fault.
In a nutshell, the first Batman, '89, things you like, things you don't like.
Okay. The things I don't like. Yeah, let's move on. Things I like, things I don't like. Okay. Things I like that I think '89 is very important is that, again, I tell you right off the top, everything, even today, is molded after that movie. I still think this is the best logo right here on my shirt. This is the best logo. I think the '89 has the best Batmobile. It has the best Batmobile.
I agree.
It is the Batmobile. When you think of the Batmobile, you think of that car.
Absolutely.
So it's got the best Batmobile. It's cartoon. Like I read a lot of cartoon, not cartoon. I read a lot of comics. It is Batman as much as they could do with the technology that they had back then. And I will do an honorable mention, even though I hate this movie, The Flash, but it has Michael Keaton's Batman in it.
Okay.
And it showed you what Michael Keaton's Batman could do with today's technology.
Still,
like he's fighting Kryptonians in this movie.
Yeah.
In the '89 version, Michael Keaton's Batman could never fight a Kryptonian.
Sure. Right. Yeah.
So I love the fact that the aesthetics of the movie is legendary. I think there's a good balance between Bruce Wayne and Batman, and the Joker is a dope. He's a dope villain. That's what I get. What do you got?
Yeah. No. Pros. I think that beginning is really fantastic, where you learn about, because it was our introduction. If you don't know anything about Batman, it was your introduction to Batman, right? You could see criminals. You could see how Gotham is kind of crappy, crime ridden. They talk about that a lot. They do a lot with the what's going on in the city and the bureaucracy and all that, and how you get to see who's played the brother in it,
Billy
Billy
D.
D.
Williams.
Yeah, you get to see him, which I love. I love casting him as Harvey Dent. Like I love that. I would have loved to see what he would have become if they had got to do Two-Face with him. I love
If
the
they
fact that he
got
was
to
cast.
Two-Face.
Man, I love the fact that he was cast as him, such an important character, and I would have loved to see what would have happened with him. So I think they get points for that in 1989. I really like like I said, it's a very adult movie, and I was wrapped up in like, okay, how the city is run. You really got to see the crime boss kind of feel behind it, which
Right.
some of the other movies don't focus on at all. So it felt like the crime bosses, how they all met together. It felt very real to the Batman. Obviously, he's great. Keaton is great. Like you said, he has a great mixture of Batman and Bruce Wayne. He's kind of charming, kind of cool. The relationship he has with Alfred, is really cool and interesting there. He doesn't do. It's not the most exciting, obviously, for the time. And for the time, it was great, but compared to others, he doesn't do a lot of flipping and kicking, and it's not big. It's not big. It's very condensed, and he's a real person in a suit. He's fighting crime with a couple of cool gadgets, which is big at the time, but it pales in comparison to a lot of the stuff now, which is it's fine. But yeah, really good, solid Batman with that stayed true to the gangster, mentality and everything involved in that world.
Before we move on, I'm gonna tell you one last thing that I hate. That I hate, but it was just like y'all could have did better.
Yeah.
This is the worst Commissioner Gordon.
He's the worst.
This is the worst Commissioner Gordon in the history of Commissioner Gordons.
The worst. He's like Mumbles McGee.
Mumbles McGee. Yeah,
I hate him so much.
I hate him. I hate him more than you. Like I hate him infinity. Like
I hate him. I hate him 3,000.
I hate him 3,000. I hate him so bad. He's so bad.
So bad. There were a couple of performances here I was like, ooh.
Yes.
How they, some brilliant performances. And so
they knew somebody. You knew
whose uncle are you?
There was somebody cousin that got cut from the original scripts. You see that I just did there? You see that? You see that?
Yeah.
I just did there? Okay. Inside joke.
I see. And then put back in.
Put back in. But yeah, he's very bad. He's
very terrible.
He was very terrible. I was like, there's no connection to the to Batman and Commissioner Gordon. They're supposed to be like cop buddies, kind of.
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah,
like,
he goes to see Batman. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't like it. But anywho, so that was our Batman 89. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give Batman 89?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 6.
I know why. Yes, I get you. Let me see if I can give it I'm not arguing that number.
Okay.
Because I think it's more nostalgia. I'm not going to give it a 6. I'm going to bump it up to a 7.
7.
And the reason I'm going to give it a 7 is because a lot of people give Superman, the 79 Superman, for like bringing superhero movies like into the mainstream. But you got to realize by the time 89 came, they were on like Superman 4 and nobody gave a shit no more about
those movies. Superhero movies.
Batman 89 made comic book movies a thing again. And it wasn't until 96 with Blade that it really went into the stratosphere. But I think Blade happened I'm not shitting on Blade, but I think Blade was dope because people didn't know it was a comic book movie.
It's a comic book, right? Exactly. It's a vampire horror.
It was just a vampire movie.
Action. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It just so
Exactly.
happened to be a comic.
Mhm.
But Batman was like, oh, this is good.
This is a
I'm gonna
thing.
give it a 7.
Yeah, and I accept the 7. Like 6 feels low. I'm putting it in the realm of like, if this movie comes on, do I want to sit down and watch it? That's what I'm thinking of. Like right now, like
Right now.
everything that's worth and what it was to the Batman world, the genre, superheroes movies in general. Sure, it should be higher. A 9 at the time, but I was always kind of like,
he said a 9 at the time. Like if it was just randomly on, yeah, I might skip it. Now, will I be like, you know what? Let me watch Batman, and I'll go and watch it then. But like, if it's just on, I might fast forward through it.
Yeah,
but
I'm a fast forward.
I'm gonna fast forward through it. One thing I'm not gonna fast forward through is this.
Come on. You gonna make me pour another glass.
let me pull one up with you too, because
come on. Okay.
Because I'm not fast forwarding past this movie. First of all, before we even go into it, I'm gonna tell you something. This might be it's definitely top 5 of the greatest movie posters of all time.
Oh yeah. Just iconic. Just
top 5.
Layered, like the stars are just layered. I remember seeing this and being like, oh, I need to see this movie right now.
Yeah. And then remember how I told you like the costume on Batman, it was dull rubber. They really, if you look at it now, they actually polished up that and it's shiny.
There's some shine on it. Fixed this a little bit.
Yeah, they closed that up a little bit, and then you had 2 dope villains.
Man, I don't understand why it's so hard to really do that again. You got the blueprint.
You got the blueprint. It is. Go ahead.
No, so let's dive into it. Let's dive into it because look, from the get. So the original Batman, Batman '89, had that great introduction. I get you have to introduce Batman kind of to the world, and the world, the people within the world inside the movie didn't really know him. They're afraid of him. The mystique of the Batman had to be established. This movie, Batman already exists. He's in the world. They started off with the villain backstory, the origin of Penguin, the Penguin.
Yes.
Oswald Cobblepot.
With his dad played by Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman, come on, Pee Wee.
Pee Wee Herman is his father.
That's hilarious. It was so good. I'm like, that's totally Pee Wee. Yeah. Like, and you get to it, and it, like you said, this movie really had the you really saw the director's hands in it. You really saw what's his name?
Tim Burton.
Tim Burton, yeah. It was Tim Burton hands were all over it. It was a little weird, a little gothic. I love that it was set during Christmas. It was really cool.
It's a Christmas movie. Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
It's my favorite Christmas movie.
It's your favorite Christmas movie for sure. For sure.
This part right here, absolutely iconic.
Dude, this scene right here is it's super iconic. It's super iconic. Like that's why I keep saying like that logo, like the Tim Burton Batman logo, because everybody tries to tweak the logo every time they come out with a new movie.
Right.
And I'm like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Don't fix it. We know what this is. This is gonna take me to the movie theater right here.
This is the logo.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the logo. Like that's the logo. So yeah, it's a Christmas movie. And
standing up to answer the call. That's great. Just they kind of had personality. The circus gang.
They were the circus gang.
Exactly.
Where the Joker's people were just like out of nowhere. He just got some henchmen.
All of a sudden,
and not only like it would have been cool, okay, if they were like his mob people, but They were just Joker people now. All of a sudden they're
all
goofy
of a sudden, yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah,
But
when
these
they
people
said that
came
they
from
don't.
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. And like he was kind of adopted by them or whatever. And he
He was
grew up in
he was
the
born in it.
Yeah, he was born.
This is the wrong movie, but
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
we'll get there on another day.
But yeah, I really like that. Like they got to it quickly. They got to boom. This is the Penguin. This is how he became. Boom. This is Selena Kyle. This is how she became. I think 15 minutes into the movie, we have both of our villains have become the villains, or have become the change starts to happen.
Right, and it made sense. Like again, I had to bring her up on screen because
I'm glad you did.
I gotta bring her up on screen.
That's
like
crazy. She was incredible. Look at that.
She was really incredible. I do have one critique though. Only one critique.
Okay.
Only one critique.
Careful.
No. It's not her. It's not her.
Okay.
It's Batman.
Okay.
So this chick got pushed off a building, and all of a sudden she can fight this ninja. Like Batman is trained in like multiple forms of fighting styles, and this is just a secretary that got pushed off a roof.
Right. They didn't show her training, and she grew up 20 years at Qui-Gon Judo or whatever. Judo Kai.
And we're like, wait a minute. How can you fight? How can you fight Batman?
Like you could like fight him. Like give a run for his money.
Yeah, no, you're really fighting this man.
You're an executive assistant.
You're an executive assistant, like legit. Like that's what she is, and she's going toe to toe with Batman.
Right.
And that's my only thing that I did not like. I was like, that doesn't make sense.
They jumped straight to that. Like at least say something about have your award of how you train. I don't know, you're
something.
Star, yeah.
I'm not gonna let you poo-poo on my boy though.
I would never.
I'm not gonna let you poo-poo on my boy.
I would never.
Like out of all the Danny DeVito roles, like this dude was going for the gusto on this one. Like
absolutely.
I can't. Go ahead.
I can't think of a better choice. How if somebody who was born to play a role, Danny DeVito as like how easy would that choice have been in the boardroom? Who's going to play the Penguin? Danny DeVito. No one.
Danny DeVito. Yep, it's Danny DeVito who's going to play the Penguin.
Absolutely.
And let's stick with this. Did you watch? I don't know if you watched it or not. Did you watch the Penguin series on
TV
Max?
show? I haven't yet. No.
So I'm gonna be real with you. But you saw the Batman though, so you saw Colin Farrell as Penguin.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. The Penguin TV show, fantastic. I like the Penguin TV show 10 times better than I like the Batman with Robert Pattinson. Like,
that's it.
I like it so much better. Like, but my only thing about it is that this is that whole the type of world that we're in right now where you won't let the comic book villains just be the comic book villains.
Yeah.
Like in the Penguin TV show, his name is Oz Cobb, not Oswald Cobblepot.
Oswald Cobblepot? Why?
Yeah. Like why? Just have him be Oswald Cobblepot.
That's who he is.
That's who he is.
That's who he is.
That's who he is. And it's pretty much The Sopranos meets the Batman world. That's what the TV show is.
100%.
But this version was like, let's take the comic book Penguin, and then how can we freak it a little bit?
Absolutely, I thought they added to it. They're like, let's dial it up a notch.
Let's dial it up
and move it to the left,
and it worked perfectly. It worked perfectly. Look, man, I'm sorry. When that man walked into his lair, and Catwoman was laying on the bed, and Penguin said, "Just the pussy I've been looking for." I was, you know what? I was what? Let me see. That's 92. I was 10. I did not understand that reference at that time. That That
I've never been like,
marijuana.
ooh.
I forgot that scene even existed until I rewatched it. I was like, oh,
yeah.
is this? Am I supposed to be watching this?
I mean, like, look, he was like a great mixture of like, it's kind of a goofy character. Oh, did you lose me?
No, you there?
Oh, this one. Okay, this one died. Okay, he's
Gotcha.
like the perfect mixture of being like scary and creepy, but like
Mhm.
off and weird, but also um, it's kind of funny. I don't know. He really I could see him running the show about some stuff he's thinking, but he's also like this freak of a person as far as who's lived in the
Right.
sewer. Well, I want to see the world. And, you feel bad for him for a second, and you're like, oh wait, no, you actually are crazy. Like when he gives his speech where he talks about where he's talking to the people and they're taking pictures of him, and he's like, I just want to find my family. You have to pull that up. You know what I'm saying? Where
She ripped it to shit a couple times and
right.
and still had leftover material.
How many jackets were in there?
How many fake leather jackets do you have to make this thing?
Right.
But yeah, I think the villains are great, and I think that's what makes Batman Returns better than Batman 1. I think it's better than Batman 1 for sure.
We can say it, right? We can go ahead and say it.
Yeah, it's fine. We can say that. And
this was my favorite movie for most all my childhood until Blade came out. Then I was like, time for a new favorite. But then when I think about it, I can go back to this movie.
You can go back to this, right? Yeah.
Every time it's on, I'm gonna watch it. If it's on,
I can go back. I can go back to Blade though.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, like, there's nothing against Blade. I love that movie more than
right.
That was like half my identity. But Batman Returns, anytime this movie's on, I'm going to stop everything and watch it.
So speaking of stopping everything and watch it, I actually do want to hear this part. So we're going to take a quick pause and hear this part because I need to hear this.
That was a great segue, by the way. Fantastic.
Thank you. That was great because you teed it up and I knocked it out the park.
Hey, that's what I'm good team.
Teed it up and knocked out the park. Those two different sports.
Yeah. You mix a bunch of different sports, and that's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. We've been drinking tequila. It's okay.
A touchdown in the end zone.
A touchdown. Let's hear this part and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Like you can give out an Oscar 30 years later, right? When the person's still alive.
Listen, any woman that whoops your ass and then backflips out of the scene in the snow.
Yeah.
In heels.
Like,
in heels.
In heel boots. Yeah.
I am Catwoman. Hear me. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out and say this. The I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
Say it.
Is better than I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. 100%. I've always thought that.
It's not more iconic because more people know I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
But it is a better introduction to who I am.
100%. That whole scene, like, that's the best introduction of any character I can really think of. Like,
yes.
So not only she comes in, boom, she stops the mugging, whatever was gonna happen, and she goes, "Be gentle, it's my first time." Like, how badass! Like, be gentle, it's my first time. I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm going to kill you. But sure, yeah, be gentle, woman, blah blah. And then she does the tic tac, kills him. He's dead. Like, tic tac punctures him. You're dead.
The unfortunate thing about technology and me being able to rewind things is that, like, you stabbed him in the eyeballs. He clearly still has eyeballs.
100%. 100%.
I don't like how he still had eyeballs in there.
There wasn't a drop of blood or anything.
How does her claws retract? Magic, right? Because all you did was put some like thumbtack nails on your gloves.
Yeah, from a sewing kit.
And you actually can make them like magic. It's magic. It's
Is
gotta
that
be.
but one of my favorite things about that, like boom, all right, she saved the lady who was getting attacked, like, all right, she's for the people. I'm just like, thank you. She's like, shut up, bitch. Like, put her hand on the
Yes,
face, like
yes. She
so
didn't
easy
give
for
two
me.
shits about that
Right.
lady.
I was waiting for some Batman to come save me, but I
She's
came
like,
up and
you are just in my way. I am on
right.
a mission.
This wasn't about you. This wasn't about saving you. Like, oh,
Like that dude said, I saw her first.
yeah, right. Yeah, gotta fly. Like,
I'm telling you,
oh, like she
his whole thing is just about getting some. He's like,
getting the cat.
I
Yeah,
gotta get
I
the
saw
cat.
it.
I
I,
saw him
I
first.
love, yeah, that scene right there is fantastic. So Batman faces off with the Penguin. They have her whole like, you win, do you? Like, I'm not really a good guy, blah blah. And Catwoman comes
Right.
slipping out. Me too. Meow. The explosions up the wall. I was always confused about how his his umbrella turned into a helicopter because all the top of the
Don't
magic, it all flew off, and there's just spokes. It's just like a little
no.
spider.
No, we don't try to think logically about these
Okay,
things.
that's fair. That's
Okay. It's
fair.
a man dressed up as a bat. Fighting a cat and a penguin.
And a penguin man.
Fight a cat and a penguin. We don't really need to break down how it actually would have made more sense if he kept the things on there.
Well, I've always thought that. Why did they fly off? Now,
I
how
think
is it
I think I think
working?
because it was curved, so when it flew off, it went like this, like in, instead of being
Yeah,
curved.
that'd been fine, but it flew off, and it's just the spokes that are there, or the little wires.
Yeah, I had the same thought. I just don't like talking about it.
I think about it every time since I was 11 years old.
It's
Or,
because this is completely off topic, but like when I went and saw the last King Kong vs Godzilla movie,
mhm.
so I was in the theater watching it, and literally the first 15-20 minutes, I'm legit pissed off at this movie. I'm mad at this movie. I'm like, this is preposterous. This could never happen.
This
This
is
could
some
never happen.
preposterousy.
And then I
Yeah,
had to think, I'm watching a giant monkey fighting a dinosaur. And,
the
and
green
once I
fire.
once I remembered what I was watching, I was like, oh, I should just enjoy this for what it is.
Right, right. Let
And
me
I, and
let me take it back.
I had to reel
100%.
it in.
That's
I had
really
to
it.
I had to reel it in. But yeah, it
Yeah.
took a second. So yeah, don't overthink this
Nah,
umbrella.
absolutely not. Hey,
But
look, this movie can do no wrong in my mind. But yes. Okay. Next part. What you
the,
queued
the,
up?
I'm queuing it up right now because
Okay.
this was one of my favorite scenes, I think,
Yeah. To this
on
day.
to this day on Batman movies. Let me just get to it. Hold on a second. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. He gets up. Oh, I'm buffering. Don't worry, I got you. I'm out here, cuz.
Hmm. Yeah. I'll say yeah, this the trio of them. Like, when I think about other movies, and I know they all tried to copy it because it was a fantastic idea of having multiple Batman villains in a
Mm-hmm.
movie. They tried to do it for the rest of them, and like they just kept falling short. Maybe it'll change my mind once we watch them again, but it couldn't make them interesting. Like, I don't understand. You got
They
the
can't they're not making the villains interesting enough,
right.
like for me and character, because this part pisses me off. I'll tell you what I don't like about this movie. How did what was the circus gang called? Oh, I can't hear you. Did I lose you? Oh, I can't hear you. You must have ran out. You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Headphones died.
What was the
game?
yeah?
Literally.
How did these random circus people know how to break into the Batmobile security?
They've been studying because
not only break into the Batmobile security, but then also had enough time
to reconfigure the shit.
reconfigure it. reconfigure the whole car to take over. And then when Batman does get into the car and figure it out, he's like, I'm just gonna take this fist and I'm gonna punch through the bottom of this tank.
The bottom with your fist?
With his fist.
Oh.
And it just happened that he was able to reach for the device because it was
exactly where it is.
Now that part I can't forgive.
But you must. Yeah, you must.
I must. I hate that part so
I'm like, oh,
bad.
You can punch through the bottom of the Batmobile with your fist?
The Batmobile, bro. Like I can't punch through my car, and it's not a tank.
I can't punch through the bottom of this Honda.
I can't.
I don't know. But if I did.
But if you did,
yeah. Actually,
that's the Batmobile.
Cool. Yeah. No.
That's the Batmobile. Let me go to the last scene of Batman Returns, and then we'll wrap up our Batman Returns talk.
I want to stop talking about it.
He said, "I never want to stop talking about it ever." Let me find out what I like. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. This was such a good movie.
I guess we shouldn't give our opinions yet. So,
I mean, we're not. The question isn't, what's the best Batman movie? So you can say if this is your favorite Batman movie.
This is the best one. This is, in my opinion, it's the one I'm watching every time. It's the one that, like, scene after scene. Like, I'm never bored of this movie. There's never like, oh, let me skip this 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm constantly like, yeah. All the characters are interesting. The visually stimulating. They really amped up, all the fun. And
I think this is the best. I think this is the best Batman movie. If you go pound for Batman. Now, first of all, this cowl is supposed to be bulletproof, right? Like it's bulletproof.
Right.
And every Batman in the history of Batman, they wear black eyeliner under the mask. You can clearly see the black eyeliner. It's gone. What happened to the eyeliner? What happened to the eyeliner? How is this bulletproof mask so easily to rip off? And are you really telling me that you couldn't tell that was Selena Kyle?
The whole time.
The whole time. I mean, look at these big ass eye holes.
Those eyes. You know those eyes. You're the world's greatest detective.
You're the world's greatest detective, and you literally was just doing the nasty with it the day before. Like, this is almost as worse as Superman wearing glasses.
Her whole face is showing.
You really had to have a mistletoe conversation to realize who Catwoman was.
You couldn't see her hairline, and all of a sudden you didn't know who it was. That's all.
Like, I know you, don't I? Like, what? But hold on. That's just the part that pisses me off. But my favorite scene is this with her. This part here, I gotta play it. Because we about to wrap it up anyway. So let's finish it with a bang.
Batman killed me, Dad.
And
so why was he on the ground? What did she do?
Fantastic.
What did she do to get him on the ground? She's like,
to get who on the ground? Bruce Wayne?
Yeah.
Max Schreck shot Batman.
Right.
He shot Batman, put him on the ground.
Right.
And then she took. Oh no.
And she took like 75 bullets. And she's like, ouch.
Yeah. And she said, I'll save
one for next Christmas.
I'll save one for next Christmas. But yeah, Batman. Am I still here? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. My phone. Not my phone. My computer's tripping.
No.
Yeah. The end of it ends like this, and what we missed. What we ended up missing because Tim Burton never got his third movie that he was supposed to get. So he was supposed to get a third movie.
Yeah.
And he never got it.
Yeah. Who was he supposed to, was he supposed to have the same villains?
He was supposed to have my YouTube is my youth don't go man. Yeah, I'm on my last scene, YouTube. So this is the very last. She's not dead.
Absolutely.
So that was the end of Batman Returns, and it was supposed to be Catwoman was supposed to return. Billy D. Williams was supposed to turn to Two-Face.
Oh man.
And then the most random casting of all time. 1992. Remember the year. This is 1992. Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans was going to be Robin.
Like, what? Was he even a thing back then?
A 1992 version of Marlon Wayans was going to be Robin. And you know the crazy part about it is the contract was already made. So somehow, because X movie came out and Batman Forever came out and they put Robin in there, it was still supposed to be Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans still gets residuals off of that movie, and he never played Robin.
He never played it, but he still gets. That's crazy.
He still gets it. Yeah.
Who made? That's so interesting. Marlon Wayans.
Yes.
Like, what happened? He got? Was he had a couple episodes of In Living Color at that time? Like, what had he done?
I think he was only on Living Color at that time. Like that was it. He was nowhere near Marlon Wayans' fame at all.
Like even Damon Wayans wasn't really doing movies yet, was he?
No, yeah. Well, Damon Wayans was, yes. Damon Wayans was, but not not crazy. Marlon. Yeah, not. No, I can't. I'm actually glad that didn't happen because I can't. I think that's the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my life.
Hey, who knows? And I saw him in performances when he was younger. It was
don't do that at all to me. I'm glad it didn't happen, but we don't need it. Something I need.
Yeah, I love what he's brought us. I don't want to see him as Robin.
But I would have liked to see what if he would have been able to finish his trilogy.
What it would have been like,
what it would have been like. Because clearly after that they just tried to sell. They were just trying to sell toys,
merchandise and toys.
And toys. After
we got to talk about those next ones, but
that's the next one. So that was Batman Returns and Batman '89.
That's it.
Before we go, so 1 out of 10, what do you give Batman Returns?
Batman Returns, I'm happy to give it a 9.5.
9.5. 9.5. I'm gonna give it
9.8.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Batman Returns a 9 for sure. I'm gonna give it the 9. You had the hero made sense. The villains were dope. Everybody wants the sequel to be better than the original, and I think this is one of the rare movies, other than The Dark Knight, that it actually happened.
Right.
So yeah, I gotta give it a 9.
Yeah.
On the Richter scale.
I'm rethinking it because I think sometimes we're afraid to give something a 10 because it's just not done. But when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what keeps it from being a 10?
What keeps it from being a 10? I don't know if I can give it a 10.
I'm trying to think what keeps it from being a 10. If I can, I think Bruce Wayne was very much thinking with his manhood in this movie a lot, and it was like, again, you should know that that's Catwoman.
I don't.
But we're talking about the movie. Like,
yeah, you're talking about the movie. Yeah,
you can't know what movie do you have? I might.
If you say it's a 10, I'm not gonna argue with you about it being a 10 because it can easily be. I got it at a 9. That's like people getting mad at saying, hey, Jordan's number 1, but LeBron is number 2. And they'd be like, what? LeBron number 2? I'm like, bro, he's number 2 out of hundreds of thousands of players.
Number 2. You should be
Yeah, you should still be happy, but
I mean, look, I'm happy to not give it a 10. Not happy to, but I will if we can think of what keeps it from being a 10. Just if we don't want to give it a 10, that's not a reason. I'm sorry to yell at you.
Give me a movie that you think is a 10.
It would be this one.
You don't think any movie? I'm not even saying comic book movie. Give me any movie that you think is a 10.
No. See, even like if we're gonna say Avengers Endgame or something like that, I think the last 30-40 minutes is a 10.
Yeah.
But the rest, I have stuff I can pull out where it keeps it from being a 10.
Yeah, there's some things.
So I'm thinking of like movies where I'm like, oh no, that keeps it from being a 10. I can't think of anything where I was like even the things that, like you said,
Tombstone is a 10.
Okay. Oh, I'd have to see it again. Dude.
Tombstone is a 10 to me. Young Guns 1 and 2. No. Young Guns
2
is an 8. Young Guns 2 is a 10.
Okay. In that case, it's for sure a 10.
I'm giving it. Okay, I'm with you. You just you just all you gotta do is sell me, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying the only thing that would keep this movie from being a 10 to me is if we're not really giving out 10 because you don't want to do that.
No, I'll give some movies a 10. I'll give it some 10s. Like I wanted to give it a 9, but you just said, I'm like, why am I giving it a 9? And I love this movie.
Like, well, I wish they hadn't. Like Vicky Vale, her part in the first one, like
we totally forgot about how Alfred just let Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
In the Batcave, right? I was afraid that.
Look, the time has passed, but damn it.
I thought about that. Like, you can't just.
Just letting people into the Batcave. And I thought it was hilarious in Batman Returns. He's like, and who let Vicky into the Batcave?
Yeah.
He's like, so you want to check me? You just letting people into my Batcave.
Right. So relax. I'm giving it a 10 and I'm standing by it. I can't think of anything that makes it not a 10.
Okay. Well, hey, we've said what we've said. We're gonna wrap it up now. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the first episode of I Snuck in Here. NUFF Said, Who's the Best Batman Part 1. This is a 3-part series. So the next episode, we will be going over Batman Forever and Batman Returns. And we are going to go deep diving into those movies. I'm going to let you know right now, I do not love them as much as I love the first 2, but I know there's something about Batman Forever that you love.
Batman Forever has got a piece of me. So
I know it does. And we'll talk about that next time. So again, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back shortly to go over this whole series. We appreciate it. Hey, I appreciate y'all for sneaking in here with us, and don't get caught by the cops on the way out.
All right. Don't get that later.